a few things to say to your grandchildren, that's my generation, what would you say?
I would say take advantage of every opportunity that avails itself to you. These are your golden years, and what you establish now will pay off later in your lifetime. You may not appreciate it today, but down the road a bit, there it will be that your scholarship and your dedication to the academics paid off. And remember this always, it's not always what you know, it's who you know.
Mm.
That's very important for you to remember.
Okay. Now, what type of advice would you give your great grandchildren?
Practically the same, except my great grandchildren have a golden opportunity now. Things are opening up and it's different now as far as opportunity is concerned. They have the opportunity that's available to them if they want to take it. But it still doesn't eliminate the idea that you have to work hard. And regardless of what you hear, we as black Americans have to be much better prepared and qualified for the various positions in the corporate world if we want to get ahead. Then our nearest competitor, and I'm sorry to say this, which is always white. And always remember, you have to be head and shoulders better than your nearest competitor, which usually is white, when it comes to interviewing for a particular job.
Mm. Okay. Now, what kind of advice would you like to give my mom on the treatment of her son?
The treatment of her son.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you are the dearest person in the whole wide world. There's nothing more important in a woman's life than her children. I see it all the time, and that's something that I've always known. My own wife, who died, thought that there was nothing in this wide world more important than her son, who was Anthony Michael Webster. And the first, I might say, because there's an Anthony Michael Webster the second.
And the third.
And I would presume a third.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the children of a female are more important to her than anything in the world. And that was the case with my wife. She thought the sun rose and set in her son, and so she showered him with every opportunity that she could bring forth to give him. I'm only sorry that he is not alive to appreciate what her hard work meant to his success in life.
Now, what advice would you like to give your grandson and possibly your great-grandson on women?
Ha ha ha! Love women. That's, some people will say, from a biblical standpoint, that's why we were created, man and woman, because that provides for the continuation of our culture. And I think that it's very important that our men respect our women and build families that are united, and that brings about not only wealth and prosperity, but it brings about love for each other that is stronger than, so strong it cannot be broken by any other force in our culture.
Okay. Anything else you want to share before I turn it off?
I have a question. Self-employment.
Well, I want to say that I'm glad that you and your mom decided to visit me, and there was no particular agenda item, reason why you would come to visit me, but I want to think that because of my protracted illness had some kind of motivation for you to want to see the old man before anything disastrous happened, because his days are numbered. And I want you to know I know that as well. So I'm trying to prepare a path that will help provide progress for both my grandson and his mother.
That sounds good.
Okay, and self-employment. How do you feel about self-employment?
Self-employment?
Mm-hmm.
I think we have reached the point. We've always had to be we've always had an employment problem historically in this country. It didn't matter what your qualifications were. Because of the color of your skin, there were certain items that certain things were not open to you because of skin color. That day is gradually fading away, but I suspect that it will be around for a long, long time in the future. But I would say prepare yourself for the future. That's what my grandmother and my mother preached to me. It may not be available to you today, but if you prepare yourself, when the opportunity does present itself, you will be ready, and you're bound to meet with success because of your preparation for this particular moment and opportunity.
Nice. All right, I'll press the stop.